Well, it's been a week and it's time to return this Canon R6 rental. And it's sad because I really like this camera. And yes, I would buy it. And it's complicated. There's a lot of things to discuss about this camera. First up, the overheating. It is an issue. I really wanted to believe it was just hype on the internet, but for what I was using it for, 4K 60 video recording in a vlog setting, it's very problematic. Like right now I'm recording internally, but the other videos I was recording HDMI out, 4K 60, 5.1K oversampling, and it says on the new firmware update that 1.4 that you can get 30 minutes out of it, but it was overheating and shutting down after about 15 minutes. I wasn't actually timing it, but it seemed really short to the extent that if I was doing the recording and then I had to write down some notes, and then I got caught up in it, I'd look back up and it overheated and I had to wait 5 minutes or so and turn it back on. And that, considering it's the only camera I've had that issue with yet, that shows that it's a problem. So that's unfortunate. Next up, the color science. Usually the forums right now talk about how much they love the color science and skin tones of Canon cameras. But oddly, I think out of Panasonic, Nikon, Canon, Sony, Blackmagic, Fuji, it's my least favorite color science yet. And I feel the same about the color science of the C70 as well as the R6. I'm talking about the pure Rexo 709 baked in look. I'm not even going to discuss the C-Log 3 just because that's going to take a lot more time to get used to and mold and bend. But yeah, like versus Nikon or Sony, or oddly enough, my favorite by far, skin tone wise, is the look of Panasonic cameras so far. I think it looks the most kind of filmic and natural, and actually most pleasing. Next up, the autofocus is fantastic. It's just sublime. Not only is it fast and accurate, you can move around. You don't have to worry about the autofocus, which cannot be said about the Panasonic S5 and S1 and G9 and GH5 Mark II. It's like you're kind of recording and hoping and praying it's going to catch the focus of your eyes, and then you look at the footage and it's kind of wavering. This is rock solid. It really is fantastic. Next up, noise reduction. In a previous video, I talked about how you cannot turn off the noise reduction, and it appears you can't turn off the noise reduction in the log profiles either because they look so squeaky clean at ISO 800 in C-Log 3. It's just really hard to believe there's no noise reduction going on. And yes, that has a lot to do that you're recording 4K 60, which is 5.1 oversampling, 5.1K. And so that's going to reduce the look of noise a lot in the resulting 4K file, but not to this extent. Like if you've worked with raw video footage at ISO 800, you'll know there's plenty of noise. And that's to be expected because it's a raw capable camera. All right, next up, as I mentioned, 5.1K oversampling. And that really is a godsend. It just makes the image look that much more crisp without any added sharpening. And if you've seen Netflix series like Chef's Table, where they're filming the series in above 4K on the Red cameras, you can notice just how much better, how much more crisp that footage looks without being over sharpened. And there we go. That's all the notes I have. It was a great camera. I think next up, I'm either going to be trying out the FX6 or re-renting the R5 before I make a decision on cameras that can shoot 4K 60. Let's change up the light a little bit because I forgot something. The Canon RF 35mm f1.8 that I'm using right now, it's a little bit annoying because it's the first lens that I've used since I can remember that has I'm not even sure what you call it, but like an external focus, meaning when it focuses, a part of the barrel comes in and out. And yeah, I mean, I guess it's not that annoying in theory, but if you're a vlogger and you're looking at the lens all the time, when you get up and move and when you look down at your computer, you're writing notes or whatever, and you see it and you hear it go, it ends up getting pretty annoying. And I gotta say, if you're used to all the other lenses that do not do that, I actually don't think I would buy this lens for a vlogging purpose for that reason alone. I should specify, when I say you can hear it, I mean in a near silent environment, you can faintly hear it.